Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to the Raw review for March 6th, 2017. Chris Jericho opened up the show. He says Kevin Owens took a knife and stuck it in the back of Jericho, and he twisted it in, man. He asks Kevin Owens to come out, which Kevin Owens does. Jericho wants to know why he betrayed him at the Festival of Friendship. Kevin Owens says after what he did last night, he is not going to tell him anything. Jericho then forces him out of it and pisses Kevin Owens off. He says he didn't stab his best friend in the back because they never were best friends. Sami Zayn was his best friend and he stabbed him in the back, and he would do it over and over and over again. Says he just used Jericho as a tool to get to where he needed to be. Triple H told him that he needed to watch out now that he was on top. So he picked the most experienced and gullible person he could, Chris Jericho. He decided to attack Jericho from the moment that Jericho accepted Goldberg's challenge to Kevin Owens. He says that Jericho finally outsmarted him at Fastlane. Jericho says back in the day he would have done the same thing. He would have done it better. He would have done it faster. Jericho says he doesn't need Kevin Owens as a friend anymore because he has 1,500 friends of Jericho. Cheer me on, man. Says Fastlane wasn't the beginning. Well, Fastlane wasn't the ending. It was only the beginning. And says it ends at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. Owens says, the only way I'm going to fight you at WrestleMania is if you put your United States title on the line. Without a doubt, without a split second, Chris Jericho says, okay, fine. Owens says that his title rematch is... He says his title rematch for the Universal title can wait because he'd much rather take the United States title off of Jericho and take something from him. Jericho tells him to come down here and says, what's stopping you? Owens says, nothing. They run down, they brawl. Samoa Joe comes out of nowhere and attacks Chris Jericho. Sami Zayn to the rescue with a chair. He takes out Joe. Owens takes out Sami Zayn, and then Joe jumps in, and then Jericho attacks both of them with a chair. We do a commercial break, and Owens was facing Sami Zayn. Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho were banned from ringside because they have a match later. Owens hit a cannonball. Drop kick to Owens. Sami Zayn jumps over the ref and the ropes, taking out Owens. Pop-up powerbomb, but doesn't pin him. He beats him down. Hits another pop-up. Well, hits a pump handle slam. And then hits another pop-up. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens wins. Neville versus Rich Swann for the Cruiserweight Championship. Swann started off very strong. He threw Neville into the barricade, hit a Hurricane Rana and a Michinoku driver and got a 2 count. Superplex to Swann. He rolls out of the ring. Throws Swann into the barricade. But then Neville gets kicked in the face. But Rich Swann misses a Phoenix Splash. And with that miss, Neville locks in the Rings of Saturn, which Swann taps to. Austin Aries then comes in the ring and asks Neville how it feels to be on top of the mountain. Neville says there is no one in 205 Live that is even close to being on his level. And then Austin Aries' chants start to fill the arena. Neville tells him to get out of the ring because there's no way he's even a fraction of his even a fraction of his ability. Austin Aries says, I have one more question. Well, actually it's a statement. And then hits him in the head with the mic. Clothesline to Neville. Neville leaves. Austin Aries holds up the title. And the crowd goes wild. So I'm assuming we're going to get Neville versus Austin Aries at WrestleMania, which was kind of what I wanted anyway. Goldberg comes out, says that this title belongs to the fans because without him, he couldn't have done it. Actually, without Chris Jericho, it wouldn't have happened in 22 seconds. Heyman comes out and says that he's not alone, and then brings out Brock Lesnar. Heyman says he's here to congratulate Goldberg, because now their match at WrestleMania means even more. He says after WrestleMania, there will be a new champ named Brock Lesnar, and everybody will say, hey look, there's Brock's bitch. F5 to Goldberg. End of that. I mean, I just like whenever they say swear, because it comes out of nowhere and it's used a lot sometimes in the same segment, like especially with Charlotte and Sasha. They said bitch quite a bit. Enzo and Cass versus the Club for the tag team titles. As soon as the match starts, Cesaro and Sheamus come down. Enzo hits a DDT on Gallows. Cass hits 2 fallaway slams on Carl Anderson. Empire Elbow, 2 count. Enzo dives off of the ropes, taking out Gallows, but he spills Cesaro's drink. Cesaro gets in the ring, hits Anderson, all out brawl. Club wins by DQ, and then Enzo gets on Cesaro's back, and Sheamus Brogue kicks him off. Then they had a segment for Rick Rude being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Akira Tozawa versus Arya Daivari. Tozawa fakes a punch. Daivari looks confused, and then he gets hit with that punch. Suicide dive to Daivari, and then a snap German for the win. It was a really quick match. Then he calls out Brian Kendrick. He says, Brian Kendrick says, I will give you an answer tomorrow night on 205 Live, but lesson number 5, be careful what you wish for. And then he leaves. New Day versus the Shining Stars. I literally looked down, looked up, and then New Day hit the midnight hour for the win. So that happened. Bayley and Mick came out. She said she's a little disappointed about Sasha interfering because she specifically had Dana Brooke stay back in the back to see who the best person was, but Sasha interfered anyway. Mick asks who will be her WrestleMania opponent. Sasha comes out and challenges her for Mania. Charlotte comes out and says Sasha only did this because after Roadblock, Sasha did not have another chance unless it was against someone else other than Charlotte. She says she was robbed of her title and her streak. Stephanie comes out and says she's the boss, not Mick Foley and not Sasha Banks. She says Charlotte deserves the match and makes it official. But Sasha Banks can have a chance to get into the match and make it a triple threat, but she has to beat Bayley right now. Bayley versus Sasha. Bayley does not hold back. She doesn't want it to be a triple threat match, because if it's a triple threat match, she doesn't have to be pinned to lose. Clothesline to Bayley. Charlotte goes down to the ringside. Banks statement, rope break. Banks statement again. Dana distracts the ref. Charlotte goes to hit Sasha, but Sasha kicks Charlotte off the apron, and Bayley taps. Charlotte gets in the ring. Big boots to both Sasha and Bayley. Samoa Joe versus Chris Jericho. Jericho hit a crossbody, got a 2 count, and then Joe took over from there. Armbar to Jericho, Enziguri to Joe, springboard dropkick, but Coquina clutch on the outside of the ring. Joe let go at 8, got back in the ring, and won by count out. Joe then gets back in the ring, puts Jericho back in the ring and tries to attack him, but Jericho hits a codebreaker out of nowhere. And the final segment wasn't a match. It was Strowman. He just wanted to finish off Roman Reigns. He says that Chicago does not like him and Roman, and then yes chants start. Roman decides he wants to come out now, but when his music plays, it turns into a gong, and then the Undertaker's music starts playing. Braun and Taker stare down. Braun then leaves through the crowd, and right as Undertaker's about to leave, Roman Reigns comes out. Taker and Roman stare down. He tells Taker that Braun was calling him out, not the Undertaker. So, with all due respect, this is his yard now. And then Taker stares at the Mania sign. Roman stares back. and gets chokeslammed by The Undertaker. That, I mean, it went kind of quick because I was doing homework. But, yeah, it wasn't bad. It's better than Fastlane, but it wasn't bad. We had two title matches. We had Goldberg and Lesnar. We had Owens versus Zayn, Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe, Bayley versus Sasha. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't. It was definitely better than Fastlane. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. We have SmackDown coming up. I'd like to see the number one contender match between Randy Orton and AJ Styles to see who takes on Bray Wyatt. Obviously, probably going to be Randy Orton because Shane and AJ are going to have a match, unfortunately. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Camp Consecody, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles.